In January of 2017, I was on the side of a freeway helping a man who had just been in an accident. I got struck by a car and broke my neck in 3 different places. And it led to this one decision. Do I have surgery or do I not have surgery? And that decision would really set the stage for the rest of my life. And that was a big decision.
We start getting the text and then the group text. You already sense that something's bad. You start hearing things about, a broken neck, and I mean, it's panic central, to be perfectly honest.
It was very clear, like, don't move any part of your body, make no sudden movements. And so I realized once they said that it was scary and that it was serious. And that's when I started questioning everything.
At that point, it puts everything in life in perspective. We're not even thinking about soccer. We're literally sitting here celebrating that he's with us. You're thinking about him and his family and, his life, because that's tantamount.
He had 3 fractures in his spine. The first thing you have to worry about is neurologic status. Is he paralyzed? Is he partially paralyzed? Are there nerves that are injured? And then is he unstable? Is there something that threatens that?
I just sat there as he's trying to figure out, like, okay, how does his neck look? What do we need to do? There's 3 different ways that you can break the bones in your spine. 2 of them require surgery, 1 of them doesn't. For your spine, it means fusion. So you fuse your bones together, and so your mobility for life is limited.
If he's broken some bones or torn some ligaments that would allow him to slide forward and then compromise the spinal cord, those are the 2 things we have to worry about, because we have to take care of those right away.
They were discussing surgery for me, and I was like, hey, whatever's best, like whatever helps me heal best. And then Heisey comes in and describes like what this means and what fusion means. And basically, if I have to go through surgery and my bones do need to be fused, it'll be either incredibly difficult to ever play again or impossible to ever play again. And so that was a scary conversation to have.
That was a real thing that even a conversation I had with him, that we needed to document where he was and do the best we could to get him back to soccer, but that wasn't going to be the priority. The priority was to maintain his neurologic status, and it was a real possibility that there was enough ligamentous damage that once we tried to treat him non-surgically that it would not hold, and that we would need to do a surgery, and that would take away his career.
Heisey is not only such a good doctor, but he's such a good friend that when I saw him, that was reassuring. I trust him 100% wholeheartedly. That conversation, although it was really scary, there was also like this deep comfort in it.
Yeah, it's sometimes the easier decision just to say, I'm going to do surgery and stabilize this and protect him, but he was neurologically okay, and I thought stable, and I thought had a good chance of healing, so if we could just monitor him through that, and he didn't slide forward or indicate that he was not healing in any way, that we could get him a better overall result.
My wife and I have actually talked about it recently, where it's like, remember how close I was to not ever playing soccer again, And it's just good to be humbled in that way, to know like everything can be taken away from you in a second. And so that for me is both sides. One is like, so enjoy it now while you have it, and also just trust the Lord with all of those things, because so many of those things are out of my control.
He's always been a free-flowing, aggressive player, and he's doing it again, and he's doing it even more, and maybe it was in our own mind that we were somehow putting restrictions on how is somebody going to come back from that. I think it's natural. I think when you look at people and you want the best for people and you try to take care of people, you don't want them to be put in a situation where they're going to potentially be hurt or fail.
I think it's a really good reminder. It's good to think back to those times and remember just how fortunate and blessed I am to be able to continue to play.
I tell you what, I mean, he's definitely not the kid that we got out of college. He's that much more. Somebody who's gone through a huge life event, but at his center, that's always been true. And he's one player that I no longer wonder about or worry about. I mean, he knows his path.